Even though Dragon Ball Legends is 3 years old now, well, just over 3 years old, there's still hundreds and maybe even thousands of people starting. I lost my breath then. Even though it is 3 years old, there's probably hundreds, maybe even thousands of people each day picking the game up and playing for the first time. And chances are, because you're here and watching the ultimate beginner's guide to Dragon Ball Legends, you've just picked the game up for the first time, or you just like my videos. Either way, it doesn't matter why you're here, it's very much appreciated. Hello, my name is Zer. I don't like calling myself Zer, I'm not gonna lie, it freaks me out a bit because nobody calls me Zer. But yeah, welcome to my channel, I hope you enjoy your stay. And if you do, make sure to go down below and like and subscribe with post notifications on so you never miss a video. Honestly, I need like an inhaler. If you do find this guide helpful, let us know down in the comments. It's very much appreciated. Any support is very much appreciated. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Okay, let's start off with what each card means. You've got a strike card, you've got a blast card, you've got an ultimate card, and I like to call this card a special card. I don't know if that's like the official name, but that's just what I call it. And there is also a green card. And a very select few units in the game have a little purple card, but honestly, not that many. There's like, I can probably think like 5 off the top of my head. So they're the 6 cards that you can use in game. Let's get into what they mean. Okay, so a strike card, basically, it's a punch card, so obviously your character will go and melee them. A blast card makes them go pew 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 and throw blast attacks at them. An ultimate card is a character's like big like oofy move. That's the best way I can probably explain it. That deals like the most damage, right? So the special card, not every unit has one, but a good majority of them do. So basically it's a one-time hit move. So if you miss it, unfortunately you can't use that card. And the way you use it is if your character's gauge goes all the way up, you can activate it and then it'll give you the card. And this deals quite a bit of damage, so you do want to be trying to hit these. A green card, basically it gives your character boosts and like damage boosts, defense boosts and stuff like that. And some also give the opponent debuffs, so it makes them a little bit weaker. So they can be quite useful in most situations. And if I'm being honest, the purple cards are quite lost to me. There's a load of like special abilities and stuff like that that they can give, but the chances of you actually using one, because there's not very many units in the game that have them, so there's no point really knowing what they are. If I'm being honest, I don't really know. So now that you know what all the cards do and what they mean, let's move on to the combat system. The tutorial basically gives you a good rundown on what the combat system's like, so I'm not really going to go into that much detail on how to actually properly play, because the more you play, the more you'll just pick that up over time. It's just like a natural thing, so don't worry about being the greatest of the greats right now. Okay, let's move on to Chrono Crystals. Chrono Crystals, or CC. CC is what some people call it, but the actual name is Chrono Crystals. You may be thinking, Zer, realistically mate, what are they? Chrono Crystals are basically the currency that is used in Dragon Ball Legends, so it's basically like the money. You can use it to open packs or do summons. Summons is basically what packs are called. And when you open packs, you get more characters, or units are what they're called. So if you hear me say units, I mean like different characters. So that's how you use them. Now you may be wondering, how do I get them? Well, let's get into it. Right, so the best way to get Chrono Crystals quite quickly and quite fast, that's the same thing. What am I on about? Okay, so the best ways to get Chrono Crystals at the beginning of the game, story mode. Story mode will be your best friend for the beginning of the game. It gets you better at the game and it gives you a lot of Chrono Crystals. The story is very long as well. Like you can get over, like I'd say like maybe 5,000 Chrono Crystals from completing the story. Like the story is very good for Chrono Crystals, so I very highly recommend doing the story mode. Another way you can get Chrono Crystals at the start of the game is by upgrading Charlotte. I've already completed all the Charlotte challenges, so I won't be able to show you what they are, but if you go to your missions tab and you'll be able to see them under your missions, and I'm pretty sure you get a good couple of Chrono Crystals from him. I'm pretty sure you get a couple of tickets as well. Tickets are also used to open packs. It's like the secondary thing, but you just get them as you play. There's no like one way to get them. Your daily challenges are a good thing as well. Not only do they give you 35 Chrono Crystals a day, they also give you a load of other like consumables and stuff like that, and like items that will be quite useful in the future. So I highly recommend logging in and doing your daily challenges every single day. You can also do event challenges, but I wouldn't really focus on doing events or the challenges right now if you're just beginning. It's more of like a mid to end game type of thing, but I'd wait until you get a little bit more experience of playing. Right, so let's move on from Chrono Crystals and let's move on what you should be focusing on doing at the beginning of the game. Your main objective at the beginning of the game is to get as many units as possible. You want to be getting as many units as possible, so in the future it'll be a lot easier to build teams. We'll be moving on to team building in a little bit. Let's just get into the stuff that we need to get through now, and then we'll move on to that later on. But yeah, I'll repeat this: get as many units as possible. So open as many packs as you can. Also level up your units. Basically each character can be leveled up and soul boosted. We'll move on to that in a little bit as well. See, there's going to be a load of things that I say that we'll be moving on, like we'll go into more detail in a bit, so you'll just have to bear with me, because there's like a lot of things that you need to know to do this and know to do that. There's layers to it, if you know what I mean. I just mentioned leveling up and soul boosting characters, and realistically you probably don't know how to do that just yet, so let's get into it and let me teach you. Leveling up isn't actually that hard, but leveling up a unit overall just makes them a lot stronger. They deal more damage and they can take more damage, and obviously that's a great thing. The highest level you can get right now is level 5,000. You can't go over that, so I'd suggest trying to get to level 5,000 on every unit. That's not like a big rush though at the beginning of the game, because like story mode and stuff like that, you're not fighting very hard enemies, so getting level 5,000 right now isn't a must. But like I said, it's quite easy, so it's not like a hard thing to do. And the same thing goes for soul boosting. Soul boosting is a tiny little bit more trickier than just leveling up your characters, but it does give them a good little boost to their health, their damage output, and how much they can take, like the defense. So I've shown you how to level up your characters, so let me teach you how to soul boost. Hello lads, it's me from the future. I think it's the future. Well, it's the future from what you're watching. But yeah, it's currently 1:30 in the morning, and I want some sleep. But you know what? I'm going to stay up and keep editing this YouTube video. Keep on the grind. And you can only respect that, so I think, you know, just a small idea, that you should like and subscribe with post notifications on so you never miss a video. Because in my opinion, I think I make cracking content. But yeah, I'll let you get back to the video now. But yeah, please like and subscribe because it helps a lot. First off, you need the right souls for the right element character that you're trying to soul boost. We will talk about elements and type disadvantage and stuff like that later on. But this is the best way to get souls. I'll shove a video up now. You can also get them by basically doing anything. Like, you'll probably over time just start getting more and more and more, but the video that I just showed you, that is like the quickest and most efficient way of getting them. Let's get on to elements and type disadvantages and stuff like that. So every unit in the game has like an element to them. Like, you've probably noticed, like underneath like a character there'll be like a certain color. That's their element. So like red, green, purple, yellow, blue, green. I think I said green. I don't know, but they'll all have the certain one. Each type is like weak to something but strong against something. It's like a wheel. I'll put that up now actually, so you know which is stronger and which is weaker against each other. If you do have type advantage, that basically just gives you a little boost against that other opponent. So it's always good to have that little bit of boost in a fight, because it just gives you that little bit more of an edge. And obviously if you have type disadvantage, they're gonna have a boost against you, so they'll be stronger against you. And obviously if you have type disadvantage, they're gonna have that boost against you, so you know what I mean. It's always good just to have that little bit of a boost over the other character, but just watch out for that. You may have noticed there are different types of rarities for characters, so let me explain that for you. There are 3 summonable tiers of like character. There's the hero rarity, which is the worst, and I really don't recommend using them at all. And eventually you really don't want to be using them at all. Charlotte's kind of an exception, but not really. Like, once you've got him like maxed out and like Super Saiyan God, he's quite usable, so there's kind of an exception for him.
This might answer your question.
Hey,
exceptions genres include classical crossover.
Shut up. Moving on to the extremes. These are kind of like the middle. Like some of them are really bad. I'm going to be honest, some of them are terrible, but some of them can actually be quite usable. But at the end of the day, the next tier is a lot better than them, so I do recommend using that over these. But don't sleep on extremes. Some of them can be amazing. And the best rarity to get is a sparking unit. This is the highest tier of a unit, so these guys are going to be very good. But no, not all of them are really good. Like, over time, you'll just learn what is good and what isn't good. But sparking is the best rarity to get, and I do say aim for them tier of characters. The Legends team also recently added a new tier of unit, the ultra rarity. There's currently only 2 in the game, and they are very good units in their own right, but you can't summon for them, so you can't get them in packs. You can get them for free. You have to do different challenges for them, but I wouldn't stress about getting them too much at the beginning of the game. It's more of a mid to end game like thing. I mean, if you want to go for them, go for them. They're a very good unit and they are free to get, so I mean, it might be a little bit of a struggle to get them at the beginning of the game, but I mean, if you can get them, get them. Right, now let's move on to stars and limit breaking your units. First, let's start off with stars. You may see stars on your units and might be wondering what they are and what they do. Well, it's kind of like another leveling system. The only way to get more stars is by getting that character more than once. The more stars, the better, obviously. Once a character's hit 3 stars, that then will limit break them, and limit breaking basically gives them a boost to their Z ability. I'll explain Z abilities more later on in the video, so that won't really make sense right now. Alright, now moving on to Zenkaiing. Some units can be Zenkai'd when they have hit 7 stars or above. Basically, that's just like another boost, makes them units a lot more stronger. But when I say that's something to do end game, I really mean it, because I sometimes struggle with Zenkai units as well, and I've been playing the game for 3 years. But realistically, you don't need to know how to Zenkai. When you do, you can just search up a YouTube tutorial and like guide, because right now, if you're a beginner, you're nowhere near needing to Zenkai. Okay, now let's move on to basic team building. When you are beginning, team building can be quite tricky. Like, it took me a while to learn myself, but now that I know how to do it, I can now help you guys team build at the beginning of the game. I suggest starting with something simple, like a Saiyan team, because there is a lot of Saiyan characters in the game, so building a Saiyan team is probably going to be the easiest for right now. First, you want to be clicking the filter icon, then clicking the tag that you want to be building the team around. So if you want to build a Saiyan team, click the Saiyan tag like I'm doing in this video. Now you've done that, all the units that have a tag called Saiyan will show up. So that's the easy work done. Now it starts to get a little bit tricky. Now you want to be finding units that give good Z ability boosts to the rest of your team. Ideally, you want all your characters to boost each other, so you get the most amount of buffs that you can possibly get, and this is where the Z ability thing comes in. As you can see, all my Saiyan characters are showing up, and to see the Z ability of a unit, you hold down on a character that you want to check out, then click show details, and then this will show you all of the stats and stuff like that of that character as well. Then if you click ability, you'll be able to see the Z ability tab. Right now my Z ability is at the base and like the lowest it is, because this Margin Vegeta that I have is only 2 stars. So once I hit that up to 3 stars, it'll limit break, and then as you can see, I'll show you now, it says limit break at 3 stars to enhance. Once that happens, it'll give me a 22% tag 22% boost to the tag Saiyan base blast attack during game, but right now it's only 19%. So you want to be looking for units that have like the tag Saiyan plus 19% Z ability. Well, not 19%, but like percentage boost to the tag Saiyan. Because now if I go back and click, he will now boost Charlotte, because obviously he's a Saiyan as well. If you go down here, you can also see all the tags. So the tag Saiyan is right there, and obviously that Vegeta gives a boost to Saiyans. So this Charlotte will get a 19% boost to in-game. So ideally you want a full team that boosts each other, but one thing to note, not all Saiyans will boost Saiyans, so just know that just because they have a tag Saiyan doesn't mean that they're going to be boosting Saiyans. It's quite important, so keep that in your head when you're building a team. I'm going to do a little time lapse now of me building a Saiyan team. Let's get straight into it so you can see basically how it's done. So let's do it. Right, there we are. As you can see, I've just built a Saiyan team. If you look in the top right, you can see ability bonus. Basically, think of that like chemistry in FIFA. You want to have as much as that as possible, because that basically means how synchronized your team is, like boosts that give to each other. Basically what I've just been explaining. But aim to have that as high as possible. You may be seeing these little empty boxes underneath characters. You can get more of them boxes by soul boosting, like I was talking about earlier on in the video. And basically, they are equipment slots. Honestly, you don't need to know about that right now, because you'll just get them over time anyway. Like it's not like a big deal. And basically what they do, they also give little boosts to your characters as well, similar to like the Z ability. But say if you do have them, you want to level them up, because obviously the more levels they have, the more boosts they give. To quickly add them and to add the best ones, if you click auto select, and if you deselect the auto select characters icon and just have the auto select equipment, click edit, and then automatically all my equipment, well, the best equipment for this team has been equipped. And as you can see, the ability bonus has shot up quite a bit as well, so it does help quite a bit to have equipment, but you'll just get them over time anyway, so I wouldn't stress about it. And that is literally everything that you need to know when starting Dragon Ball Legends. But if I'm being honest, just play more, and then you'll learn more, and then you'll just get better. So over time, the more you play and the more you stick to it, the more you'll learn and the more you'll get better. If you are a beginner and you want to know like how to do a specific thing, shove it down in the comments. I'll try my best to reply the best I can. And guys, if you are a veteran and you know what you're doing, and you see somebody asking a question in the comments, I mean, help them out. That's all. That's what we're about over here on this channel, helping each other out. This video did take forever to record, edit, put together, so I mean, if you could drop us a like, that'd be great. If you did enjoy, make sure to subscribe and post notifications on so you never miss a video. All my socials like my Twitter, TikTok, Instagram will be all linked down in the description, so do make sure to go check them out if you are interested in following me. I'm the biggest on TikTok. I have like 20-something thousand on there now, which is a bit mad, so you know, go follow that. I make some cracking anime content over there. And yeah, that's it for today's video. It's been your boys, and I'll see you all in a bit, boys.